Hi, I'm Gina.
And I'm Emma. Gina and I both went to St. Andrews for middle school.
And these are some of the biggest changes, things we would have done differently, things we would have done the same, and tips and advice for incoming freshmen as they enter Anderson.
Hope you enjoy.
Some of the biggest changes from St. Andrews to Anderson were the size of the class, because at St. Andrews our class was only 70 people, and now there are over 600 people in our grade. Another big change was the class difficulty, because the rigor of the classes is much more challenging than it was in middle school. Also, it takes a lot longer to do your homework because you have to do well on your homework to succeed on your test. Also, if you fail a test, you can only make it up to a passing grade instead of a 90 or 100 like we could in middle school. And finally, maybe most importantly, finals are a quarter of your semester average, so it's so important that you study for them so you can do well on them.
There are a few things that we would have done differently. First, I would have studied harder for my first semester finals. It's so easy to get caught up thinking about winter break, but you really need to keep going until the very last day. Even if a teacher hasn't given you a review for the final yet, you can still start to review your materials. Secondly, I would have corrected my algebra test when I first got them back. One of the things you have to do to get a curve on that final is correct your old tests, and I suggest doing this right when you get them back, so the material is fresh, and then review before taking the final, instead of waiting them and doing them all at the end and having to rush, which is what I did.
Some of the things we would have done the same during our freshman year would be to always do our homework. Your tests are so similar to your homework that it's so important that you actually do your homework assignments and that you get them right. Even if you think you don't have enough time to do your homework, you have to make time for it or else you won't do very well on your tests. Another thing to do to make your freshman year super fun is to join a club or a group so you have something to belong to at the beginning of the year. It gives you an automatic group of friends and group of people to hang out with and know that you belong to something. There are so many clubs to join at Anderson that there's something for everyone.
A few tips and advice for incoming freshmen. Don't slack off on your work, even if you're getting good grades, because you probably won't be by the end of the 6 weeks.
Emma, this is so boring, and you're not even smiling. What if we sang it to them?
Dear future freshmen, here's a few things you need to know if you want to be successful in your freshman year. Do all your homework, study for your test, and never turn down extra credit opportunities. Cause if you do your work, you'll get the perfect grades, all A's and B's, all A's and B's. You gotta get some sleep, or get your grades in week. So don't be thinking you can learn it all in just a week. Cause you will fail your test if you do get some rest. Don't forget to study, don't forget to study. You gotta be on the good side of your teachers, even when they're acting crazy. Tell them all your work is done. Dear future freshmen, here's a few things you need to know if you want to be successful in your freshman year. Dear future freshmen, if you want to do well in your classes, do all your work and study each and every night.
Thank you guys so much for watching, but before we go, just one last tip.
Friends like her help you get through freshman year.